Happy Halloween, everyone. We are going to begin today's Vinyasa class in a standing posture. So hopefully your outfit still allows good range of motion. And yes, we are getting a little bit of a late start because it was difficult to get my baby boy down, and that is going to be the case from time to time, but never fear, class will continue. And I know a lot of people watch this later as a recording, so if you're watching this, then never mind as a recording, but if you are live, then welcome and thank you for your patience. Classes are for donations, so if you don't have money, then class is free, but please give a comment, a like, subscribe if you haven't yet, and that could be a great contribution. If you can give me some love via Venmo or PayPal, that's really awesome as well. We will begin with a standing warm-up. So have everything you need, ground through your feet, even out the position of them so they're parallel, and spread open the toes. Lengthen the legs and lengthen the spine a little bit down in the tail as you draw in a little bit of the low abs, and you lengthen dynamically through the spine in both directions. Let's go ahead and lengthen through the neck and the top of the head. The shoulders are just a little bit back and the arms just hang down. You stand tall and breathe deep. Add a little bit more volume to each round of breath. You inhale just a little bit more full. And you exhale all the way out and draw into the core to assist that full release of the exhale. Very important to breathe deep in, but also really put emphasis on breathing smooth and deep and all the way out with the exhale. So the breath is deep on both in-breath and out-breath. And you use the breath as your focal point. Anytime you feel like your concentration is waning, maybe take a little break or just recommit to the mind and focus on the breath. Let's go ahead and roll the shoulders. We'll warm up slowly and gradually work towards lighting the fire with a good strong vinyasa. Do both directions of the shoulder rolls. This is nice if you have some tension in the neck, shoulders, or upper back, and it's good to prevent those areas from getting tense as well via healthy circulation. Another exercise is really good for the neck, shoulders, and back, and the wrists is the painting the house. So arms up and then push through the palms, arms down, and repeat, painting the house. So a little backstory about this is I took this from the Karate Kid movie, and people always say, well, this isn't paint the house, this is paint the fence. Paint the house is sideways. I always told them, no, this is paint the house. And then later I watched, and sure enough, it is paint the fence. But my house has long boards up and down, so when I've painted it, I have painted up and down like this. So in the Karate Kid, they do paint the house sideways. We can do that as a warm-up. So cross one hand over so your fingers are flexed, and then wrist flex, and then switch which hand goes on top. So this is paint the house Karate Kid style, as opposed to paint the Benjamin house. Warming up the wrists slowly, starting to feel more flow and breath and prana and energy through the system. Doing one more round. That's it. Very good. Go ahead and roll the wrists. Do both directions. Roll the hips. Do both directions. And roll the knees. And we'll do a few rounds each way. Once we've got the Rice Krispies out of the knees, stand up and lift the arms. Weave the fingers and push up through the palms. Bend and extend the arms. A lot of these warm-ups we do each class, and then the class itself is always different, but the warm up is often really similar. These warm ups, you could just do 10 minutes, 5 minutes of these warm ups just before you leave the house. If you have a job where you sit all day, do a little warm up in the morning, a little midday stretch, a few squats in between, and a little wind down routine or some exercise at night. There's a really good way to mix up a little activity with sedentary lifestyle. Okay, good. Let's go ahead and switch which finger is leading. Push up through the hands and stretch to one side. Stretch to the other side. And come back to center. Now we'll take a wider stance. Do a swan dive. Over the legs. Maybe bend the knees a bit. And reverse swan lift. Stand up straight and bring the arms up. Let's do those swan dive half salutes. Swan dive down. Reverse swan lift. Maybe bend the legs and stand up with a little support. Pike off the shins. Bend down. Stand up. Flat back. Very important. And let's do a couple more. Flat back. Reverse swan lift. Swan dive. Come on up. Swan dive. Come on up. Yeah, release down. Let's go ahead and walk back to downward dog, also called the mountain pose, because you want to lift the hips very high. You want the tailbone to represent the mountain peak. And knees down. And roll the back. And then flip the fingers to face backwards. And if it doesn't feel good to do this, just roll the back with the hands in the normal direction. Otherwise, hands facing back. Big stretch for the wrists. More rounds of rolling out the back. And hands face forward. Back to down dog. Pedal the legs. And press through both heels, hips high. And let's transition to a nice little child's pose. And come on up to sitting or kneeling. Big step up with the right foot. Runner's lunge. Maybe step twice if you need. Have your knee above your ankle. Work on lifting the chest. And take the hand on the knee and twist. And come on down. And take a nice spin to the side. Bend the left leg. And then the right. Come on back up to center. Stand tall. Open the arms and the right foot. Take warrior 2. And now turn and take warrior 1. And then hands down, back heel up, back leg strong. Turn the left hand open, right arm up, rotated raised runner. Exhale. Come on down. Pass through plank. And lower all the way. Inhale. Easy cobra. Come on down. Take a basic locust. Come on down. And then a cobra, using the arms a little bit, keeping the elbows bent. And come on down. Bring the hands further back. Hands to low ribs. And lift the thighs. And use the core. Push back into the legs. Dog stretch. And knees down. Let's go ahead and take big step up with the left foot. Step twice if you need. Make it a long stride. Have your knee above your heel or ankle. Use the hand on the knee and twist. And come on back. And make a nice spin. And bend the right knee. And then the left. Come back to center. Draw into the core. Stand on up. And open the left foot. And take warrior two. Leveling the hips. Sitting nice and deep into it. And then squaring the hips forward. Arms up. Warrior one. Hands down. Back heel lifts. Left arm up. Rotated raised runner. Back leg strong. And come on down. Planking. And keep a sense of lift in your abdomen, a flat or rounded back. Be active in your legs. Hug your arms in as you lower slowly. Now inhale. Lift. Easy cobra. Release. Basic locust. Come on down. Cobra. And then release. Bring the hands back to low ribs. Upward dog. And then drawing to the core. Push back into the legs. Downward dog. Head down, hips high. And knees down. Let's go ahead and turn to the side and walk or hop the feet out again. Take a lunge on the right side and then come back to center. Bend the left knee, come back to center. Now we'll do a spin to the right foot. Come back and lift the chest. Take a moment in runner. Switch to warrior one. Take a half bow, and then come on up. And then touch near the heel, 2/3 bow. Come on up and take a full bow with arms back. And then draw into the core, come on up. And hands down. Pass through runner and make a nice spin to the side. And bend the left knee and then the right. Make a spin to the other leg. Work on lifting the chest. Take some breath. And back foot down. Rise on up. Warrior one. Do a half bow. Come on up. 2/3 bow. Come on up. Full bow. Come on up. And hands down, back to runner. Spin to the side. Then the right knee. And then the left. Come back to center. Draw into the core. Stand on up. Bring the feet a little closer. Open the toes and bend the knees. And repeat the movement. A little bit of a goddess plie. Breathing smooth all the while. And then bend and hold. Keep the knees widening. And you can lift the arms. Keep openness in the toes. Sit as low as it feels good on the joints. Breathe and keep breathing. And then go ahead and come on up. Slowly bring the feet closer to each other until you can very seamlessly come back to the top of the mat. Taking chair now, as low as you like, or doing more like a moderate chair like this is fine. And we'll do arm movements. Arms back, arms lift, arms back. Repeat. Nice and smooth. You can make the breath longer than the pace of the movement. That's fine. Just have the movement smooth and the breath smooth. Modify anytime you need. Rest anytime you need. Stay with the breath. And then hands down, downward dog. Deep breath. Slow down the breath. Relax the back of the neck. And when you're ready, take cobra or up dog. Open up in the chest. And downward dog. Deep breath. Use the core and step very lightly to a crescent position. Right foot steps up. Come on up. Arms extend. Then take a half bow and lift. 2/3 bow. Lift. Full bow. Lift. And sit low in the pose. Draw into the abs. Back leg strong. And exhale, Vinyasa. You can go right to down dog, otherwise work through the up dog or cobra. Back to down dog with the core. Breathing. All the while breathing. Left foot, light step up. Rise, crescent lunge. And take a half bow. And come on up. 2/3 bow. Come on up. Full bow. Arms back. Draw into the core. Come on up. Back leg very strong. Still breathing. And then work through the Vinyasa. Hug arms in. Work on opening the chest. If you'd like, you can add the extra plank. And back to down dog. And let's go ahead and take a light hop to the top. Take half lift and then a full fold. Straight back lift. Eyes on up. And relax the arms. Next is the tree pose, where you open the right foot. You can have the heel just on the ankle, toes on the ground. This is the modification, the leprechaun. You can have a little higher and eventually very high. And you dig the heel in to keep the foot in place, open the knee, arms up. Next is the shooting star pose, working on the the lateral core here. And come back to center. Very good. Let's go ahead and shift all the weight onto the opposite foot. Take a partial or a full tree. Just don't push the foot into the side of the knee. Hands to heart, or arms extending. Several deep breaths. Find your balance. And then shooting star, where you open the arms and the leg, flex that extended foot. Enjoy strengthening through the lateral core and the stabilizing muscles. And then come on back. Stand. We'll make the feet wide and slightly pointed out and take some squats. If you prefer not to squat, you can work on chair pose, or you can just hold the low squat. Otherwise, moving in and out of the squat is very good for blood flow in the legs. If you have a desk job, I recommend doing this 5 times every 90 minutes, if you can. That will keep the legs with healthy blood flow. Let's do a few more. Keep weight in the heels. That makes it better for the knees. If the knees hurt, don't go very low. Likewise with the back. If you can go low and keep lots of weight in the heels, good. Otherwise, modify. All right. Come back to facing forward. Let's do a sun salutation. Arms up, hands down. Walk back to plank. You could just do dog pose directly. Otherwise, hover, lift the chest. Option extra chaturanga. Back to down dog. Deep breath. And let's put the knees on the floor. Let's just take a nice, relaxed little child's pose. And breathe. Come to sitting or kneeling position, and then a big step up with the right foot. Lengthen the back leg, and again, rotated raised runner. Come on down. Back heel down, warrior one. Sit nice and low into it. Stay with the breath. Holding now. In that stillness, but still building the inner fire. Vinyasa flow. And breathe. Child's pose. And come on up to sitting or kneeling. Big step up. Left foot. Lengthening the back leg. Right arm down. Left arm up. And come on down. Back heel down. Warrior one. Holding and being steady deep inside. And if you like, glide through the vinyasa. The option of the extra chaturanga. Down dog. You can do down dog sooner, of course, too. Your flow is your choice. Your practice is exactly that. So make it your own. Always add a little more when you feel you can, do a little less when you feel you need. Either way, if you're committed to the breath, the outcome should be good. All right, let's put the knees down. Turn to the side and walk or jump the feet apart. And now bring the hands forward and take like a dog stretch with the arms as you open the chest. And bring the hands back. Bring the hands to the hips, draw into the core, stand on up. Open the right foot and the arms. Turn the back foot up a bit, take warrior two. Keep the knee open, the hips level. Hold. Next is triangle pose. You don't have to reach super low, but if you can, and you can align the torso with the hips and keep the core integrated with an open chest, reach as low as you like, tone through the legs. Then take the arm behind the back and keep opening the chest more, rotating towards the sky. Spin down, lift the back heel, come on up, hands forward, left leg lifts. Now take either a modified position, staying here, or half moon. Keep the bottom foot and knee facing forward. Come down if they're starting to angle in. That's not so healthy for the knee, and we want to practice for good health and good sensation. So don't worry about adjusting if you need. If you can keep the form, stay in the pose, 2 more breaths. And then sweep the top arm forward. Take side angles. Warrior two. And relax arms and legs. Turn the back foot in. Open that left foot. And warrior two on the left side. Triangle pose. And top arm behind the back. And the chest opens. Triangle variation two. And let's go ahead and set up for half moon. So come down to a high lunge. Hands forward and lift the back leg. Either stay like this or open up into it. Breathe into it. Keep the abs in. Look down for an easier balance. Look up if you've got all the alignments and you're up for more of a challenge. So it's good for strengthening the lateral muscles, which sometimes we don't get to so much. and also the front of the core. It takes that Uddiyana Bandha, the navel in, to keep very steady in the pose. We'll go ahead and switch to a side angles and have that light step back and then open up in the chest. Pass through the side angles. Do a nice low warrior two, keeping the fire burning. And then let it all relax and center the feet. Come on down, hold the floor or the ankles and keep the back less rounded and more lengthened if you can. Breathing. And then hands in place, walk or jump into a sustaining the squat. Now, if your knees can't do this, you can do a hip opener, seated, like a straddle or Baddha Konasana. And some people can do crow, but their knees hurt in squat, so you would stand and lower into the crow. Otherwise, we're going to pop up into the crow. The hands forward. Just come onto the tiptoes and stay there. If you know you can crow, then eventually you bring the feet together. Press through the fingertips, the head's a little bit lifted, you round and engage the abs. And come on down. And transition to downward dog. If you like, work through the up dog sequence. Back to down dog. And then walk or hop. And pass through half lift. You come forward and stand tall and take upward salute. Arms lift and arms relax. Right knee lifts. Open the knee. Stay like this. Maybe hold the wall. Otherwise, holding the foot. Extend part way and eventually more fully. And the arm can be out, or holding the hip. And if you want to work on a little bit of isometric strengthening, you make a fist and you flex just to show your authority in the pose. This is very good to stretch and strengthen at the same time. Good. And we'll release. Happy Halloween, everyone. And lift and open that knee, leveling the hip. Stay like this, or holding the foot. Extend part way or fully. Remember your options. You can hold the hip, arm out, fist, flex. This is a great photo opportunity for Instagram also. Maybe that doing that with some aviator shades or something cool like that. All right, very good. And we're going to go ahead and do another vinyasa. Arms up and plank position. Hover chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Option extra chaturanga. Down dog. Deep breath. And let's go ahead and bring the right knee forward for a nice swan position. Have the knee a little bit to the side. Now, if this hurts the knee, you can do a bunch of different adaptations, lunges or cradle, square pose. All those things are great. Put the right hand to the middle, move the back knee to the middle, take a thigh stretch, or you could just focus on a forward bend instead. And release. Let's do one wave of the spine. We wave down, tuck the chin, wave up. And exhale, downward dog. Left side swan. Work the hips low, lift the spine tall. Adjust the knees. Sometimes more to the middle is helpful if the outer knee hurts, if the inner knee hurts, sometimes bring the ankle just a little bit up. Normally I teach the ankle tucked back against the hip, but ankle just a little bit up can actually decompress the inner knee. So different options for different needs. The front hand to the middle, back knee a little to the middle, and thigh stretch. Try not to roll to the side and have the top of the back thigh facing away. Have the back thigh facing down directly so you can stretch right deep into that quadricep and breathe. And go ahead and release. Let's do one nice wave. And take downward dog. And if you like, work through the flow. Cobra or up dog. Back to downward dog. Knees down. Elbows down. Work the legs way back. Drop the hips a bit. Tuck the tailbone. Firm the thighs. And then the Sphinx. Reach back through the feet. Take time to open the chest. Breathe. You come on down. Inhale, locust. Lift legs and chest, arms back. Hold. Breathe. And come down, have the hands a little on the high side. Now we'll do a sustained cobra. If you need to do another Sphinx or just rest, that's perfectly fine. Otherwise, we'll build some endurance in the back bend, holding nice solid amount. And come on down. Use the core and lift. And let's adjust to a comfortable seat for a spinal twist. Now, if you can sit on the heels, do that. If you need to sit differently, feel free. Sit tall. Primarily, you want to have good sensations of the legs and a lengthened spine. And twist to the right with the arm wrapping around. Open up the shoulder a bit. And twist to the left. Deep, deep breath. And come on back to center. Let's take plank again. Hold, getting the fire going again. Passing through chaturanga, hold or rest. Squeeze the arms in, hold. Firm the legs, tuck the tailbone, use the core, hold. And then release. And go ahead and bend the legs. You could do another locust with bent knees or sphinx with bent knees. Otherwise, we'll do bow. Lift to bow and breathe. Keep the feet relatively together and enjoy opening in the chest. Exhale, release. Place the hands a little higher than the shoulders. And again, we'll do a sustained cobra. Now, if you want just to rest, do more twists or more child's pose, do that. Otherwise, the held cobra and breathe. You come on down. Use the core and push into the legs. Downward dog. And either walk up carefully and slowly sit down or jump lightly and cross the legs. Legs through. Hips back. Arms lift. And forward bend. Try to focus on lifting more. Don't worry about going down really far, but try and draw the hips back and really lengthen the spine. Neutral neck. And just take a few breaths here. Yeah, and release from that stretch. Set up to lower onto the back. Scoot forward. Release onto the back. Pass through knees to chest. And then feet to the ground. Feet together. Knees open. Butterfly pose. Hold the butterfly. Nice long hold here. If you need, you can put something under the feet like a blanket or a block if your back hurts. Otherwise, hold, rest, and breathe. From the butterfly, lift the knees. Bring both knees to chest. And then put the left foot down. Hold the big toe or use a strap over the foot and stretch the right hamstring. Now, sometimes the chin tends to stick up, but otherwise lengthen the back of the neck. And if you are able to, lengthen the bottom leg. Breathe a little deeper. Exhale a little bit slower. Taking time with that nice breath. And release. And bend the right leg. Lift the left leg and stretch the hamstring. Keep the neck long. An option to lengthen the bottom leg, which will deepen the stretch. So only do that if you're really up for it. Breathe and enjoy. And release both legs to the ground. Just see how that feels. And then open the arms a little bit. Bend the right leg. Shift up onto the left hip. Take a nice hip side stretch. Grounding through the shoulders and stretching all through the back muscles and the spine. Nice. Let's go ahead and unwind and do the other side of the stretch. Take your time with it. Get some good release over under the side of the hip. Keep the opposite shoulder down. You can stretch a little deeper into the mid and upper back. Take time to breathe and loosen up with each exhale more and more. Letting go and relaxing. When you feel complete, take a final Shavasana and rest completely. Rest the breath so you soften, let go of all effort. rest the body, rest the mind and emotions, and take this time just to digest the practice and absorb all the benefits from moving, holding, breathing, and letting go. Taking time just to be. Deepen the breath when you're ready. Wiggle the fingers and toes. Lengthen through the spine. Bring the knees to chest and then come on up to a comfortable seat. In our comfortable seat, we'll do a clearing breath and 3 ohms. Go ahead and inhale. Open mouth, exhale. And breathing in for Om. Namaste. Thank you very much, everyone. Hope this was a practice exactly what you needed. So please use it again and again, or stay tuned for future live streams. I'm going to do a yoga for stress and anxiety based on doing hip openers and some pranayama on Monday. I'll be doing those classes 1 to 2 times a month. So not every week, but 1 to 2 times a month. Likely around late morning or noon time. I'll clarify on social medias, and it will get saved like all others. So little pre-election stress relief. And yes, I'll have Thursday and Sunday ongoing classes as I have been, 10:30 Pacific Standard Time. Classes are for donations, so please check the description below. Leave a donation, small, medium, large, anything is greatly appreciated. And if you can not give cash, but share with your friends, send them the link, ask them to subscribe to the channel yourself if you haven't done that. Leave comments, that helps with the searchability, likes, thumbs up. Really appreciate all that a lot. Helps me and my family out so much. So thank you, and happy Halloween. Don't eat too much candy. Make sure to have water and tea, as well as other exciting beverages. And I will see you soon for more Hatha Yoga and Vinyasa Yoga online. Take care, everyone.